reports having received a letter at his front door. He'd mainly just been living out in his house for the time being, sometimes coming to visit everyone. But mainly he's just been hanging out in his house. Would have noticed a letter, which he would have taken, and seeing that it was about investigation from Zoremin, he would make it over to the, I'd assume, designated building of where
Yes.
they are, which I have no idea where it is or what it looks like. It's just a building.
It's the council room.
Yeah.
The council.
It's like the town hall, kind of. It's big. It's in the center of town. I have an image of it. Hold on, let me grab it.
Fun fact about Vincent: he actually owns several Plague Doctor masks with separate designs on it. He
Ooh,
just
fun.
switches them out occasionally.
Okay.
Currently, he's wearing one with a flower design on it.
Yeah, I'll put this in the VC chat. This is
So
what Starman to look like. The building on the right is the town hall.
So eventually, the door would slip open as Vincent would step through.
yeah, you would have saw a few different looking like guards and such. As Ormond basically just be sitting there with Creed over like standing in the other side of the room.
You meet with me, please.
Why, yes, I was just here to do a little interview just to make sure everything is fine. As they would do like a double tap on their desk as two people would kind of like walk into the room. I'm gonna cast Zone of Truth on you, and the other one's going to cast Detect Magic to make sure that you will allow yourself to be affected by the spell. It's for security reasons. Are you okay with this?
Sure.
Proc Zone of Truth. Do you willingly fail the save? Basically.
He's allowing you to do it. I think that's what.
Okay. So if you're willing to fail the save, you cannot directly lie.
So you can't be careful with your words and say something.
Yeah, you can tell half truths. You
can
can
tell
just leave.
You cannot lie about what you're saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything that
Lies
would
of omission are.
anything that would proc a deception check, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you
Like
can't
a lie
say
of omission
blatant
is not.
lie. Okay.
You don't have to like keep on speaking. Like you can stay silent, but you also can't lie. Like if I said, "Do you to work for this organization or something?" You can't just say no.
With that, Vincent's gonna take a seat at the assumed table.
Would you like some tea?
Sure. Oh, hold on. Sure, that would be alright.
Cup of tea would kind of just
It's
be
worse.
right there. Okay, so first question. What is your skill set?
My skill set. What the fuck is a skill set? I already do not know the answer to the first question.
What are some cool skills you have?
What
are things?
What is your main type of combat abilities?
Oh,
Do you like what do you do?
Well, my main type of combat. I more work with melee. I do head-on attacks. Of course, I do more ranged attacks, as I've told you. So I work with my main two weapons, which is he would dig through his bag for a moment as he would place out a mallet and a bow on the fucking table. These are specifically the two weapons I work with.
Okay. Do you have spellcasting?
Spellcasting. Yes, I can do magic.
Of what variety?
I can turn myself invisible, speak with animals, or elements. I just have a bunch of things that can help me enhance my actual things I do.
Are you working with druidic magic or more type of ranger magic, since you seem to be talking about nature a lot?
Well, what is the right magic?
just the magic that druids have, like wild shaping.
Well, druid magic also implies the class of magic they use to cast spells, is what it
Yeah.
mean. Out of out of game in world like people know druids use druid magic to cast their spells and also wild shape. Paladins use paladin magic to cast their spells and such.
Well, I work with more ranger things, but I do have a few nature spells sorted around. I've learned
Okay.
them in my time.
Okay. Um, so you're more of a melee spellcasting ranger. That's
Yes, I
good to
work
know.
with those. As much as I do work with melee, I do also work with the Lego. It's pretty good with it.
Okay.
God, this
Um,
is
why did you choose to join this particular team?
God, my voice. Well, it's sort of. I was able to think for a moment, just scratch his chin. Well, you all work with the lady of the seven stone, correct?
Saloon? Yes.
So I prefer to call it that name. It's more than no, it was the main name of where I came from, of what they called it. Well, I heard you group were also involved with her, so that's one of the reasons I wanted to come because
Okay.
of the blessing I got. I mean, it's a, she's always it's been something I've strived to work with. Mainly, like just suppose it's nice, and also I wouldn't turn down the offer they gave me. It was the Elf Council from my place where people were. The Elf Council, I didn't want to turn down the offer in the first place since my hometown wasn't exactly for me. I'm more of a person who stays on the move.
Okay. Fair enough.
Plus, the whole gimmick of working with the Lady Saloon seems quite
Yeah. Okay. So here's a question I have for you. Um, are you an elf? If so, of what variety?
I am an elf. I'm a wood elf, to be.
Okay. Thank you. Um, now I shall ask you a important question. Um,
Mhm.
so do you work for the Glowmice? Or have
Like
any relation to the Glowmice?
the romance. I apologize. I do not exactly know who those people are.
Okay. I'll put a bullet in that for later. Um,
Who exactly are those groups?
a group of interest, you can say. I'll explain it after I finish the rest of my questions.
Mm.
Um, do you have anything that would impact the mission in a negative way? Like anything that you can see from the group or anything that you think could be a problem?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Um, you told me I could stay quiet, right?
Uh, you can, but Zorman would know
Wait, what
if
was
you're
the
in.
question?
Do you have anything that would impact the mission in a negative way? or have any worries?
Hmm.
Zoremin's gonna be looking at you.
He is clearly trying to. I'm thinking. Now, for words, I do not have any words that could, well, impact the worries. Sorry, that would impact the mission.
Oh,
I do
okay.
not see that there would be any reason for me to
Okay.
be worried.
Anything that I should know about you that would impact the mission in a negative way?
Hmm. Well, let's see. Well, one of the issues I might have is I'm not exactly the best at some magics I have. So the only, well, one of my concerns could be that I might end up hurting one of you. That might be. But of course, there's others, but that's one of them. One of the more made ones. That's magic wasn't something I preferred to train with. I was more of a, well, melee person. So I'm more trained with my weapon instead of actual magic. So at some points I may not have mastered yet, and I do apologize.
Okay. Um, do you have any plans in the future to betray Starmantle or any member of this group in any way?
I do not. You know, I do not. I see no reason, and I don't even know why I would.
Okay.
This group seems like a nice group of people. It's not exactly.
He's just gonna whisper something to Zoremin.
I don't think I can also go against Lady.
Okay. We Here's a more lighter question. Kind of would glance over at Creed for a second.
Creed's just staring very intently at Vincent.
Um, what's your opinion on alcohol?
What is that? Out of character. What is that?
Alcohol.
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 What is alcohol?
What is alcohol?
Oh, sorry. I heard something else. Like,
Yeah,
that's a
I wonder
very
what alcohol is, guys.
that's a very odd question, but I do not drink. So my opinion on it is mutual, I guess. Normal. I don't see it as a bad thing. Some people drink and they can't help that.
Creed's just gonna like pull a little note and just write something down on it.
What are you
so,
writing on the
so
note?
anyways, Maddie, can you DM me what was on the note, by the way?
You wrote down if he's an alcoholic or not.
um,
Are you disappointed?
I was writing. I was looking at something else.
You went, I thought he was just disappointed.
Zorman kind of just grab a ball bearing from their bag and then hit Creed in the back of the head with it by bouncing it off the back wall.
Vincent would have just been raising a brow as he stared along. Which, of course, Norman could see. He's just raising a brow and he's like, "What?"
Um, don't worry, Creed's just a bit
Did,
weird sometimes.
did you need to know if I was an alcoholic or something?
No, Creed just runs a bar and is interested in that sort of thing,
No.
so he
Right.
wanted me to ask.
You. Okay. I could always visit the bar if you want to. I've done that.
Eh, um, okay. But I think
You,
that's the last of my direct questions. Do you have any
he's, he's,
questions for me or this group?
he's just he every time he drinks tea, he always brings his like silly long straw with. Um,
Hmm.
well, mm, I don't think I have any questions for you, but if I may ask, mm, who do you think might be next for your interviews? I know for a fact you mentioned you need to plan out days for when you want to do them, but who did you have in mind, for example?
Probably Eldor is the next person I was thinking of.
Oh, the excited one.
Yes.
Let's see.
Hey, by the way,
Hmm.
could you make me a deception check real quick?
Deception.
Yeah,
Okay. What is it for?
insight mastery thing.
Okay. What's the deception check for then?
Uh, it's part of the thing. Uh,
Okay. So that's my deception's a +1. So give me a moment.
okay. And then I get a
Where is
D4 from Maddie's thing, right?
Yep.
where is the channel? There it is. Roll 20. That's a 14.
Okay. Uh, so what is your current mood?
Current mood. You're the reason I have to actually think of this.
I know it's important.
Mm, He seems he seems somewhat calm. Aside from the fact that seems well trying to decide how to answer something. For example, in some questions it would take him longer to try to answer.
Okay.
Maybe it could just be because he's not good with fucking English. Is this character not supposed to even be good with English?
It's not English. We also can speak Elven, or
True.
I can speak telepathically. If you want, if you know Infernal, I can also talk to you in that.
What the fuck?
Imagine only knowing like those languages.
Imagine not knowing elephant.
I know Elv. I know Elven.
I
I
forgot
said
your orc.
elephant. I said elephant.
Oh,
Do
elephant.
you know Loxodon?
I know Lux.
God damn.
Why? Fair
I
enough. But
don't
like,
know why I chose it. I just did.
God damn. The second we come across an NPC that only speaks Loxodon, main person right there.
one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Creed speaks 9 languages.
Okay.
Which is,
Well, aside from the questions, is there anything else you needed of me?
I'll do a quick explanation on something I
Oh,
said
yes, you
earlier.
said you did. That would be.
Um, so let me explain who the Glomais are. The Glomais are an organization that are trying to kill the gods.
Oh,
All of them.
but yes, if you needed to know, I do not work with them. I
Uh,
didn't even know what they were.
yeah, we have to ask because one of their prior members, uh, from what I've been told, was a part of, managed to get a part of this group beforehand, so I need to
Do you
double
know
check.
exactly who that was?
Creed just starts waving.
Oh, that explains it.
Well, there's also someone else. This Star Mantle apparently isn't that secure.
Mm.
I've been working
Well,
on it.
I'd assume it isn't secure for one reason, which could be the fact you already have to carry out investigations. So, yeah.
Yeah, you'd think they would have, carried these before they decided to add you onto
Oh
this group.
no, the Alvin Council sucks. They do not get.
Yeah, they do. Um, but let me explain more specifically on the Glow Eyes. We know they are a worldwide or planes-wide spreading organization that is in multiple planes. We also know that they have some statue up in this plane that is making the gods, except Ao, unable to remember their existence.
Hmm.
How they managed to do that on the god of magic, I don't know.
Probably infernal magic.
Yeah, but they also have technically powers over that too.
No,
It's
fiendish magic is different.
it is.
Remember, divine and fiendish are opposites.
Damn magic, weird ass magic is what I just say.
Alright.
Um, but yeah, it that is interesting about them, and we're trying to stop them because we prefer if Saloon didn't die.
Mm-hmm. And I would like to ask for any more. It's about questions. Question-wise, do you have any other things you'd like to ask me, which could be of your own
Um,
curiosity or any extra questions? I do not mind.
hmm. Why you seem to be very talented in the blade, from what you have been saying, but you have also spoken upon how you're not as good as magic and you're worried about hurting people with your magic.
That would be true.
Why are you specifically worried about hurting people with your magic?
Well, I'm not the most trained with some of my magic, and I do have something called spike growth. I'm not exactly the most trained with that, and if I accidentally cast it in one of my teammates, and to walk through it, that might hurt them.
Oh, I
So that's
actually
a good example of that.
I actually have lost most of my ranger magic myself. I used to be a lot more proficient, but I still know how to cast spike growth.
Mhm. I know.
I,
I'm just not the best with my placement, you could say.
would you like some training?
At some point, probably yes.
I
But
can
that's
help
one of
you
the
with that.
reasons I trained more with blades, since they're easier to use.
Okay. I'm a bit more in depth into ranger magic. So, what what is your higher level spells capable of? How high of spells can you go into ranger magic?
What's you would seem to think for a moment. Like growth is more of a. It's not one of my highest, but it's definitely not one of my lowest, aka second level.
Hmm.
But mainly my third level spells are more just ways to help me. For example, I have specific spells which enhance my abilities
Mm,
and what I do.
okay.
For example, I have specific things that can make what I do more powerful. I
Okay.
even have something called Absorb Elements, which haven't got to use it yet, so I don't know if I really would have done.
That's... You've accessed third level spells. That's interesting.
Mhm. What is interesting about
That requires a very high proficiency in ranger magics to acquire.
it? Mhm. I've trained before, but there's some things I'm not the best at, and some things well, spent more time to get used to. For
Yes.
example, I have something called Hunter's Mark, which is something I use when I'm using my bow specifically, or one of my weapons. It just gives me an advantage, you could say.
Yes. Could definitely. I've used that before myself. It's definitely useful.
Oh, I noticed that Creed, that was your name, correct?
Yes.
I had to make sure my memory is not the best. Did you have any questions you want to ask? You've been mainly silent almost all the time.
Not particularly.
All right.
Hmm. Maybe one.
On. Nice.
Do you feel like you're an unlucky person?
You want? You asked me this already.
I know.
No. Yes, so. Yes.
Hmm. Just like making sure.
Hmm.
We're just gonna look at Zoremin for a second.
But yeah, that's all the questions I had. Are you happy with your housing arrangements?
Yes, it is. It is nice. It's comfortable, and I don't have to deal with loud neighbors.
Hmm.
Just,
Well, it was a pleasure talking with you.
no.
Uh,
I do have some of my own questions, actually.
those being.
Why did they specifically decide that we would have to get to know each other for 7 years and then do a mission? That just
These are the
applicable.
questions we've been asking for a long time.
It's more. It's not really that we have to get to know each other for 7 years. It's
Yes.
more. We just got back, and they give us a lot of time to recover. More just things we need to do.
After each of our missions, the Star Mantle Council decides how long of a period of time they give us off. And it's not a we choose to have this time off, it's a you aren't going to go for another mission of ours for this period of time. Something
Yeah.
about sanity or something. I don't know.
Yeah, just so you don't go mentally insane.
Yeah, from doing too many suicide missions in a row.
Oh.
Creed just staring off into the distance.
Are they alright?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Great. Would you like to have to make that charisma save?
Oh, wait, what?
Zone of truth, buddy.
Fine.
Or
I already said yes. 24.
hurry, I cast silvery bar. Oh wait. Is Creed actually fine?
Like in general, or like at the moment?
Both.
No and yes.
So no to the general one at the moment, yes.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, wait, no, and yeah, no, actually, maybe in the general, and yes, currently.
So yeah, Creed's weird. Anyways,
Mm,
anything else you wanted to ask?
I
says
think it's not. I guess it seems that even if you guys have been working with Summital for a long time, you still have your own questions, which I don't think you have.
Yeah,
You've been working for them for what? Like, how long have you been working with Summital for?
that would be
15 plus 20
20,
plus 7
17,
plus
so it'd be 35, 40. So it'd be
40.
20
No,
plus
I want to say
15
42.
plus 7.
I want to say 42. 42 years.
If you
Yeah.
wish, we do not have to just do since the interview questions over. If you wish, we could just talk. So it would not be against us talking.
About 42 years. Yeah, that was the end of my interview questions.
I think Zone of Truth wore off anyways.
Yay! Um. So Zoremin, if you don't mind me asking, how's your day going? He's still just enjoying his tea.
What was your question?
He asked how your day was going.
Alright, I have to work on some stuff business-wise, and I'm working on a few other projects, but overall, alright. And yours?
My day's been alright. It's definitely new adjusting to this lifestyle, but it's alright.
Yeah, fair enough.
What do you,
Hmm?
what do you giggling at?
Nothing. Not important.
Um, yeah. You have any plans over these next 7 years before we do our mission?
Honestly, not much in mind, aside from training out some of my magic and just trying to get better at some of my skills, I guess.
You
I
want to go hunt a
know
dragon?
I, mm, I maybe I don't remember.
we
But
I could tell you where some good ranger circles are.
That would be nice.
I know where quite a few are here. Honestly, I might go take a break for a few months during this time and go with Creed to go fight a dragon or something.
I feel like it's not good that you consider that a break.
It's not like it's difficult.
It's really
Well,
not.
if you ever want any help, you could always ask. I do know.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not exactly. I'll say this. I'm not exactly a fan of fire, but if
oh, it doesn't have
Well,
to be fire.
there are ice breathing dragons.
Yes, white dragons.
yes,
No.
I have one as a friend. Up at
Um,
my house.
if you ever want any help with fighting dragons, I would not mind.
Okay.
Yeah,
The only ones we're probably not gonna fight is the poisonous one
No.
what's wrong with
because
the poisonous one?
you can't use its blood for alcohol at all. It's poisonous.
I mean that you can use the acid ones. Speaking of which, did I tell you the story, Zoremin, of how I killed the black one, black dragon?
Not particularly.
I brought Bly's, Tess, Danneray, Rinsha, all of them with me. Uh, Danneray struck with lightning, and then I chopped all of its limbs off in a single second,
Oh,
and then it died.
that's concerning.
Yeah, it was an ancient. It died so quickly.
Yeah, that's
That's fun.
very concerning.
What's concerning about that?
A lot of things.
Well, I would like to ask if you two might be here later. I might try to gather up some people and just talk with them, since I would like to get to know some of them more.
I mean, we could always stop by Creed's bar. Yeah, I usually. They have some good tea there.
Well, because
May I ask, why is tea your favorite?
Why not?
Hmm. I don't know.
I've always been obsessed with tea.
Oh,
I don't really drink alcohol too much. I do make some magical alcohols that have special effects. Yeah.
Ironically, some of his magical alcohols are non-alcoholic.
mhm. I mean, that's a common occurrence. Most bar owners aren't even alcoholics.
Yeah, and I have a specific drink that can actually cure alcohol poisoning.
And then you have one that I'm pretty sure can make you take damage
Oh, yeah,
drinking
atomic
it.
vodka. Yeah,
I,
no, it
I
makes
don't.
you explode from the inside. It
Have people ordered that before? I have to know.
yes.
Did they die?
So, I have a few others. There's one
Are,
that has a lot of sugar.
It's the
Um,
fact that they didn't answer the did they die question.
Creed, did they die?
but who die?
The people who drank your atomic vodka.
Who just kind of shrugs.
What does that mean?
I mean, they could have died once they left the bar, and they wouldn't.
Who just looks at Vincent and does like a very subtle nod. And just shrugs again.
You aren't allowed to serve that if it kills people, dumbass. We have
Signed a waiver.
we have alcohol regulations.
Mm.
Signed a waiver.
That's
Technically,
not how
can't.
that works.
Technically, can't.
Dwarven vodka can literally kill people.
Technically, can't any alcohol kill you if you drink
Yes.
enough of it? So technically, that rule doesn't even make sense.
Well, that one is a very high chance of killing you after drinking only a bit of it.
Dwarven
Different.
Dwarven fire is an alcohol that can literally kill most people.
Yeah, why do you think most bars aren't allowed to serve that?
How many bars actually serve that? My bar serves that.
You don't.
Notice,
You know
notice,
that's not actually allowed, right? You can't
that's
serve alcohol that
that's
kills people.
basically that is basically a suicide drink. That one. Mhm.
You can't
Right.
serve that to people. God, Creed. Don't make me do a health and safety violation. A health and safety check on your bar.
Did Do you remember what Sobre's drink did?
No?
It's because I stopped serving it, but
It's been like 20 something years.
are you familiar with the spell Burning Hands?
Yes?
That
You. Oh, God,
came out of the
Creed.
mouth.
Did it actually hurt you?
Not you.
Okay, that's
Whoever's
slightly
in front of
better.
you. A different story.
That sounds like a more fire risk for your bar.
The bar is fireproof.
I guess my houses are also fireproof. Someone tried to light one of the trees on fire. It didn't work at all.
You're telling me that fire drink you mentioned. Does it technically burn you from the inside?
Which one?
The one you mentioned that made you breathe fire.
Oh no, it more makes a small like a small marble of fire. It doesn't actually hurt you. It goes down your throat and then goes back up almost like vomit and then it shoots out. It doesn't actually burn anything internally.
I
It's
see.
a little warm. And the atomic vodka doesn't burn, it more does light damage than anything.
How do you? Ah,
You know, I don't think I want to question why you bars serve so many apparently illegal drinks.
I have some other ones. Well, not illegal ones, but I have other drinks. I mean, like I have one that gives you bad luck. I have one that gives you good luck. I have one that just makes you completely immune to fear. Um, as
see,
mentioned, the
those
one
are
that
fine.
yeah, I have one that makes you pretty much completely cold and your body doesn't give off any warmth. And then I have one that makes you more attractive. That's hot chocolate.
You have hot chocolate?
Yeah,
Hmm, neat.
called hot cocoa for a reason. Yeah, I have a drink that gives you a +1 charisma for I think 10 minutes.
+1 to charisma?
Yeah,
That's actually really useful for me.
yeah, and it makes you slightly more attractive too for the 10 minutes.
Hmm, interesting.
I would like to ask, in a general question, how many illegal drinks do you think you serve?
Creed pulls out like a book, and just like with a little red ribbon out of it. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4.
Can you just not serve those?
They have to sign a waiver, and also they're very expensive. Most people can't even afford them.
How much do those drinks cost?
5 gold each.
That's for like a shot of it or like what?
Mostly.
What happens if they die on your premises? What do you what do you do with them at that point?
He's just gonna kind of look like pull up his sleeve a little bit, right? Um. By the way, I forgot to mention this for you, Angel. Creed doesn't have the dragon skulls on his shoulder anymore. They kind of disappeared randomly. Um. And you see a little, almost like a gauntlet on Creed's hand, made out of bone, with like a weird rotating thing around the wrist that has different little tiny dragon skulls on it.
Mm.
And he just looks at the one that's specifically the white dragon. Just not that important.
As long as you know you have to report that to the guards, right? And then they have to take the body.
Mm-hmm.
Creed, you worry me sometimes.
No other questions and gets and follows people down an alley and they never come back.
And this is now a character question, but technically, isn't that a way to commit tax fraud?
We don't have taxes.
Oh
What?
yeah, if you do these missions, you don't pay taxes. It's funny.
Wow.
Yeah, you just no longer have to pay taxes. It's great.
That sounds amazing.
It is.
It is.
We are insanely rich, and we have no nothing that we actually have to pay for.
Fun fact, that also includes inheritance tax.
What? What do
Inheritance
you mean?
tax. Whenever you die, you have to pay a percentage of your wealth that you are trying to give to your kids to the
Oh
government.
yeah.
Inheritance tax.
Good thing they don't tax. Oh, it's also technically Danneray helped us with the mission, so technically she's immune to it too. That's cool.
Inheritance tax. It's interesting.
So, how much money do you have? I'm curious.
Like
On
on
me?
me?
Just in general.
Oh. Uh.
Do we
That
count
kind.
the giant? Like, do we
No,
count the
no,
giant
no.
lumps of
Are you
gold?
talking about in assets or in just currency?
Um, in currency.
Oh, okay, that's a lot easier to answer. The answer is 72,812 gold with 95 copper. Yes.
Zoremin, you see his face just drop.
Do you need money?
I gave them 1,000 gold.
Currently on me at the moment, I have like 38,000.
What is the point of that much money? What do you do with
He
it?
built a castle, or prepared a castle.
I own a castle. I've built churches for Saloon and another god. Their name isn't important. Um, more churches to the other god. Actually, technically, I've never built a church specifically for Saloon. Not important. Yeah, I have a castle. I have a church. I have rebuilt an entire city. Um, I bought some griffins. Now I have a pack of griffins. I buy stuff for my elk. I buy food for the dragon and the giants that live by my house. And I also have a giant pack of winter wolves, and feeding them cost a lot of money too.
Um,
Also, I didn't have to pay for my daughter's college actually, so
yeah.
I just kind of.
I Yeah. Fun fact, college is not that expensive, but I run a scholarship program that I help kids with. Um, on top of that, I also start new businesses and such with other people. Like I have me and Creed's mining operation over here, and I also have 80% of the housing in Starmantle.
Mm-hmm.
Those giant tree houses that go into like this really high into the sky, those are all mine.
Oh, huh.
They are earthquake proof, fireproof, and flood proof. The Someone could make a tidal wave hit the entire city and my buildings would still be standing.
Mm. I do not want to question why you are that rich.
Mostly from selling dragon blood wine.
Okay.
That's why dragon hunting is so valuable.
Um, let's see. So that would be most of. Okay, so 250. I with We sold a lot of dragon blood wine to the Elven courts, making 256,000 gold,
Mm.
and we split that among everyone. And oh, sorry, by the time we split that, that was 216,000 gold. And then we split that among our members of the party at the time, and then we kind of also have our different businesses. If you want, I could help you make a business.
That's good, nice.
I'm helping Erjor make his flower business he wants to make.
Well, I don't exactly know what kind of business you want to.
I'll be making a trading business over these next 7 years.
Maybe I could make a place where I sell weapons. That would be nice.
A weapons forge?
Weapons forge.
We could, I could help you with that. I know some good blacksmiths that could help you. Do you know how to use weapon? Do you know how to use smith's tools and such?
I've been around people who did use them for a while, so I'd assume I'd have the basics of it. Let's see.
Um, if you'd like, we have someone who made a Star of Saloon and someone who makes legendary magic items. They could probably help you learn.
Mhm. Okay. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, they're up in Creed's castle on the mountain.
Oh, didn't I realize this town is mainly run by all of you?
I run my own kingdom actually.
Because
The
the Elven Council also doesn't stop.
Oh, yeah, the Elven Council basically has no authority over Star Mantle.
And they
oh,
do not fund the projects, from what I've heard.
Oh
Look
no,
over.
that's us, all us.
Yes, I know.
The
I
I
remember
thing,
get to fund the military.
fund their war.
I funded the war. Uh-huh. I got half this war off the ground and I had to equip all of our military with stuff and I didn't get reimbursed for that because apparently it's just expected that the military generals help the military build up their stuff with nothing in exchange.
Mm,
Yeah, I had to make some, let's just say, changes to our taxing budget. I had a very fun discussion with the mayor.
mm, mm. Did you by chance start the mayor?
What?
Hold on, roughly my mouth. Did you by chance threaten the mayor?
I more just said you're going to pay for the military and you're going to give us an actual gold amount per year that we can spend.
Yep, that sounds like a threat.
It was not a threat, it was more of a politely do this. I was polite. I can
Mm-hmm.
I can be very persuasive when I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more persuasive than intimidating.
Okay. I mean, we seem to think for a moment, rubbing shit. As I go check my character's skills. Hold on.
I have a +7 to intimidation and a +22 to persuasion.
I have a plus 14 per perception, plus 15 to stealth, 10 to survival, and a plus 15 to acrobatics.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, I'm very good with, well, I guess, running. Someone who's more good with acrobatics, you could say.
Hmm.
I'm better at that. I had to do a lot of training in my time, so prepare me.
Yeah.
Do we by chance have any animal shops around here? I might get a cat
Oh, we have a few.
or another bird.
You could get a wyvern.
Or what?
A wyvern. Creed, would you like to explain what a wyvern is?
Have you ever seen a dragon?
Oh, that explains it.
Basically that, but if you cut off its two front legs.
A wyvern.
So it's disabled.
No.
No, its wings are used as its front arms.
Oh,
And
I
they're
mean,
smaller.
Oh.
slightly.
Well, yes, I'd assume you wouldn't want to allow someone to own a very huge dragon. Also,
Technically, that's not against any laws if it's
well,
trained.
He just looks at Zoremin.
If it's trained and it doesn't eat people, then it's fine.
I mean, that's a person. What's her name again? Ielis. She owns a huge spider.
Yeah,
I feel like she's going to give the townspeople night terrors. She'll,
yeah,
she'll just
probably.
she'll just be
That's
going
the
on a night.
worst.
Yeah, she'll be going on a nightly walk with her spider and just give some child.
If she kills any
I
guards, that
don't think
I
she will. I
gave
think
them a
she's
war.
just going to petrify people
Well,
and
it's
scare.
more if I'm worried about a guard seeing a giant spider in the city and trying to kill it, and then her being offended that they tried to kill her spider, and then her killing them.
You should probably let the guards know about the giant spider.
I
I
did,
already did.
but I don't know if that will help, to be honest.
It's
I wouldn't though.
better to tell them at least.
I did.
Well, we can only hope for the best.
But then again, if if you were a guard in the city and then you just saw a giant spider around the corner,
It does surprise me how the Underdark is very similar to our world. Aside from the fact that the men in her world are technically slaves,
oh, most people are slaves.
and that the women rule.
Um, women with magic.
Yes, women with magic.
It's weird. I'm gonna
And they
see.
also mentioned how they had something similar to the frenzy virus. Something about a spider flower, I think, spider lily.
It's it's interesting, but I'm gonna have to see what we can do about the Underdark situation, though.
Yes. I gave her a simple. I didn't know what to answer to her question she asked me. Being asked to assassinate someone is very confusing.
Typically, you don't assassinate people
I know.
unless you understand why and
She
who they are.
she tried to play it off as the laws in her world are technically different from ours.
I mean, it's more just who they are and why they want them assassinated is the bigger question.
I think they just want to take over.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the whole reason they asked me was because of well, they wanted to get higher up in power.
I'm worried what they're gonna do whenever they try to take over the Underdark and what we're going to have to do if that happens.
Well, I assume we'll be fine as long as that one person stays alive.
Well, they probably are gonna go assassinate them themselves.
Yes, at least it won't be my issue, and will not be on my conscience.
Well, 'cause I'm worried that they're going to take over the Underdark and then they're going to want to expand their territory more.
Oop.
Also, it really annoys me that she keeps on referring to people from the surface as dirt and beneath them.
She literally lives in the dirt. It doesn't make much
Yeah,
sense.
it doesn't.
She says, how she refers to people as useless until they make themselves proven worthy, such as doing something like interesting they found.
I'm go. I'm give. I was polite for meetings and I was polite for an interview, but I won't extend that politeness any further. If they talk any more of that, I'm going to be a little unkind.
Also, I just thought about this. We always use the dragon blood wine and like the dragon blood and the skulls and the teeth.
Hmm
and the bones, but I still have all the hearts and like the actual meat.
Oh yeah, we have the meat. Weren't you using that in your tavern food or something?
No, stuff is insanely valuable.
Why don't you
And
go and
actually, you
sell it?
can replace your own heart with a dragon heart. That is the thing you can do.
I don't think that works size-wise.
Depends the size dragon.
That's fair, I guess, but what would replacing your heart with a dragon heart even do?
Um, some people gain breath weapons. Some people can fly. Some people even gain like blind sight, and others I think get like literal scales growing on their skin and gives them more durability.
That's weird.
Yeah, out of character. This is an actual thing in fifth edition. You can replace your heart with a dragon heart.
What, you gonna have
With me.
Marin cut you open and then replace your heart with a dragon heart?
I don't think he would even do that.
I mean, he can.
Don't think he would.
If you asked him to very politely and explained why you wanted to.
Unfortunately, one of the blue dragon hearts is full of spikes, so it's useless.
Well, we have other dragon hearts too.
Yeah, I still have them of the demiplane. I have the black dragon heart, the blue, the green, and the white. We never actually killed the red dragon.
Really? Where'd you get the red
Nope.
dragon skull then?
Remember that hole we went into
Yeah?
out in Rutham? The hole I jumped into? Found a dragon skeleton down there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Huh.
Why I don't have a heart? We just have the skeleton. Still have all the bones.
Hmm. Interesting.
Which one?
Oh,
Oh,
he joined for a moment and left.
okay.
Something tells me I, Ellison, and Jericho have been getting along well. Something tells me.
Just a bit. Definitely not a good influence, but
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to go talk to Jericho about not listening to the person who has slavery in their repertoire.
I think they're wise enough to understand that that's
No,
bad.
they aren't.
That's true. Didn't
Let
they?
me
I bet they would listen to her just because she's a hot woman.
listen.
Yeah,
You
that's a
wanna
good
know
point.
why?
No,
I know they would.
really. Why?
Because this is the same person who went into a closet to go make friends with a spider and then got bit by that spider that happened to be poisonous and then they almost died.
That's a good point.
Well, if you want, I can keep watch of them for you. I will not mind.
Yeah, everyone keeps watch of Jericho. The general rule of thumb is don't let them out of your line of sight ever.
I did that actually. When you guys weren't around twice, I did that, and immediately there was a lot of screaming as soon as I let them out of my sight. And then the second time, I found them with other Jericho upside down.
Didn't know they were into that.
That's what I said, and they said it wasn't that, but
Hmm.
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 Mm. Do any of you have any fun stories, though? You've been on adventures with the Star Metal for about 42 years. I'd assume you would have some kind of fun.
um, back on our first mission, we had to fight a centaur man named Ludwig that was affected with the frenzy virus. And that was back before we had any actual defense against the frenzy virus or anything.
They,
Um,
they said fun stories.
yeah, no, this is a fun story. And I don't know what it was about him, but like he was genuinely terrifying, and I couldn't move. And, like, so I teleported above him using face step, and I grabbed onto his back and stabbed him right through the spine with my sword. It was like riding a really big horse, except you don't stab a horse to ride it. That part was weird.
Huh.
I see.
Hmm.
Well,
There
well,
was
so
one time
go on. Go on. I'll continue.
there was one time I threw a spear all the way across Faerun, and it smacked a dragon, which I later found out was a god, and he wasn't very happy about that. But we're friends now. It's fine.
Doesn't that mean you could cast sending to him?
Yeah, probably. I don't think I ever told you guys about that. I forgot about that.
You told me about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Told me about it at the time.
And I'm a new person. I don't see why you tell me unless I am.
Oh, here's. I don't know if Zoremin finds this hilarious, but I think it's hilarious. Um, my now wife, once came hunting one of our teammates named Demons after he killed her brother, and she almost succeeded, but Zoremin, with their insane senses, knew that he was in danger. He saved him. He
For
was
someone
fine.
who was, you seem really, really known on well, anyone's presence, which is a surprise because you're. It sounds offensive to say someone's blind. I don't know.
Are you gonna tell them, Zoremin?
About which thing?
Why your senses are the way they are?
That's a long story.
Well, we have time.
I'll explain it another time. It's a whole thing. I'll.
Hmm. That's understandable.
I'll I'm gonna be right back. Quick, I'm gonna go grab something.
Oh, okay. There was one time where we had to sneak into a party, and Jericho and Marin had to pretend to be a couple.
And how did that go?
Uh, very interesting couple to look at.
Why is that?
Very, very short at the time, man, and just sea elf, tall sea elf.
So tall, very tall person, very short person.
Yes, dancing.
What even is with the whole now? Well, they changed gender or something? Like, what happened?
Uh, yeah. After the war, the Elven courts gave them a potion so they could swap their gender because they wanted to do that.
That reminds me not to trust potions from the oven.
Oh yeah.
Vincent just canonically carries around a rainbow, very long chili straw with him. So he can just
Get it?
so he can sit far away in his chair and this he can drink through his mask.
That's fair. Wait, you
And,
know?
but thank you for helping me in the interrogation. I didn't,
Yeah.
I didn't know what to say. Because technically I'm the danger.
Yeah.
Like
That was
what
great.
is Also the thing about Zoremin's spell is technically it sucks. Because they could just say something that's a truth and not speak about the other part. Unless they directly ask you, what else are you hiding?
Yeah. Just half truths. There's a reason I got expertise in deception.
There's a reason I have a fucking plus 14 in perception. Okay.
My highest stats are athletics and I think deception. I have a plus 15 to making alcohol, a plus 12 to cooking, and a plus 12 to driving
A lot
land
of my
vehicles.
stats range between like plus 15s, 14s, 10s, so 6, 5, 1, 7. I'm
You go
more
from
like I'm better at stealing things if anything because I have like a plus 7 in sleight of hand, and I have a plus 15 in stealth, perception. Like a lot of these are more trained for stealing things.
mm, I have some weird. I have pretty basic like abilities. Like I have animal handling, a little bit of arcana for some reason, athletics, deception, insight, intimidation, perception, religion, and survival.
It's gonna be very hard to explain if in the mission I get stabbed. It's gonna be very hard to explain.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very much so.
So it's also why I've been debating if I really do want to go on mission number 2 or mission number 1. About mission number 2, I'll be fine. Mission number 1, I'll be safe.
Yeah. Because depending on who you go with, you might be seen as a threat.
Mm-hmm. Like who, for example?
Hmm?
Who, for example?
Okay, well, Marin tries to get rid of that as soon as possible. Jericho is immune, so it doesn't really bother them. Maybe we're supposed to help.
Jericho wouldn't care as long as you're hot.
Yeah, no, Jericho will let you get away with anything as long as you're hot.
I mean, my character's hot. He just is very.
It's,
It doesn't show his face.
you just can't see it. Yeah. Brick tried to say one day that I forgot who.
Did I ever show
Um,
you the reference for my character?
no, I have not seen it. But you know, one day Brick tried to say that a character wasn't attractive because you couldn't see their face, and then everyone pointed at Creed and at the time Jericho because they had like a mask too.
That is what Vincent looks like underneath the mask.
Oh wow, yeah, no, Jericho will let you get away with anything.
Yeah, he's just realistically he's just a regular looking hot dude. You know, something I find ironic is when I was talking with Zoremin and Erjo and we were telling our backstories and stuff about ourselves, for some reason they didn't use the lie thing on me, which I was. Oh,
Hmm. Yeah, that's pretty good.
I may have gained the character's trust somewhat.
Hmm. Yeah. Last time there was an interrogation was Creed specifically ran interrogations, but there was only one person that was new,
Mm-hmm.
and Creed just kind of automatically trusted. Okay, so pretty much originally the team was um, Creed the Barbarian, Marin the Wizard, Zoremin the Ranger, Daemons the Bard, and then Leofear the Druid Rogue. Leofear died in Chapter 1 in the final boss fight. They got killed by the Frenzy Virus. And then Daemons died last chapter. Well, he's still alive. He's in a coma, but he's out of the game. And then after that, Leofear died in Chapter 1. Leofear got replaced with Jericho. No one died Chapter 2. Chapter 3, we got a new person named Sobre, who is a Drake Warden Ranger, like rangers that have pet wyverns. They fell into a cavern and they went missing. Daemons got put in a coma and never woke up. So yeah, we lost like three, four, no, three people. Yeah, and from the original squad, there's only three people remaining out of the five.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's a ton of people.
Mm-hmm.
Creed's still just thinking about fun stories.
He's Vincent's run out of tea by now. He's frowning. Imagine canonically Zoremin went to another room. Canonically.
Yeah, probably. Or they're probably just like they got a sending and they're answering it and they're not paying attention.
I've noticed you trust new people a lot. What is that about?
Oh no, I don't.
Oh, you don't? What was
Not
this?
at all.
What was the
It's
case with me?
hmm?
What was the case with me? You were fine with telling me about.
Oh, it was mildly a lie.
Oh,
No one really noticed, but I pretty much interrogated everyone before Zoreman did.
huh.
I got all the information I needed.
I see.
No one seems that bad. But I trust bad people more than I trust who I'm told are good people, because with bad people you know what you're getting because it's kind of on the surface. With good people, you never know what's kind of underneath.
Mm-hmm. Plus, some of the bad people have reasons sometimes.
Yeah.
Unless they're like the people trying to make gods forget about who they are. Like, that's bad.
Oh, I actually have a funny story about gods if you want to hear it.
Oh, sure, I'd be fine.
It was actually so I have a daughter. She went off to college, specifically Strixhaven. Um, so she's in a completely different plane right now. She's not around, but um, at her going away party, we both got drunk, and she decided to cast plane shift on me to a plane called Pandemonium, which is where one of my gods lives, because she thought it'd be funny. So I kind of just broke into my god's house,
Mm.
and then I tried to steal something from them. Then I got kicked out later. Not because I stole something, but because I opened a door I shouldn't have. I also went on a date with that god, but that's not important.
What?
What?
Huh? What did I hear?
Oh, nothing. Don't worry about it. Sorry, no, I'm
What
just.
was? I heard something about a date with a god, huh?
Oh no, 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 nothing. I meant more as in like a meeting. Not.
Okay. The more people get
I'm,
confused because some people.
I'm gonna um. Hey, you can insight that if you want.
I'm gonna insert that.
I'm gonna try deception. Let's see how that goes.
With my insight, I have a +10 to insight. Let's try. What is Zoremin's insight? I'm curious.
Insane. I don't know. It's insane. 12. Wow. Oh, that's a 2. I can re-roll that.
27.
Oof. Well, let's see if this D. Nope, that's not one. I can re-roll that too. Actually, weirdly, I think the dice gods just don't want me to succeed this. If I fail this one, then I have nothing to really save me here, and that's +9. That's 19 +1. That's 20. Yeah, no, that fails.
Alright, insight, tell me the truth.
Yeah, no, Creed definitely said he went on a date with a god.
Can I tell if they act. Okay. You know you're not to lie. It's. You went on a date with a god, just to say it. I'm not gonna get offended by that or something.
I'm gonna be honest. Creed's he has a little crown with like little tiny antlers and crystals on it. Specifically, like 13 crystals. It starts glowing red. Just I used quite a bit of magic to make that lie more convincing, and it didn't work.
Also, the glowing crown.
Oh, you know how I can kind of like sense how much bad luck someone has had in their life?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if someone fails, like, worst possible result, I can actually kind of mess with fate a little bit and give them another chance. And I tried using it on myself and it didn't work.
You tried lying to me. So that's what
Yes.
you did. Well, of course. I'd assume I understand why. I do not find it. It's more just that sometimes can either be a really embarrassing thing to say or just not something people want to hear.
It's not really a
Why did
point in hiding it now.
why did you go on a date with a god anyways?
Um, but I liked her.
Oh, which god was it?
Do you really want to know?
You don't have to tell me if you don't wish to.
Well,
It's up to
yeah, take a guess.
you. Me who knows basically none of the gods.
There's two things that Creed talks about. It's the moon and bad luck. You can make a religion check. That would
The goddess of bad luck or something? Does that exist?
make religion check. Maybe you'll know.
I have a zero religion. I am not a religious person.
I mean, it really wouldn't be that hard. Yeah,
4.
yeah, no. I mean, you were right out of character, but in character,
Yo,
it is not.
I asked it in character. Is it the god of bad luck?
Oh, wow. Actually, yes.
It's one of the only things you talk about.
Yeah. Her name is Bashava.
But Shaba.
Yes. Creed's gonna kind of like pull off one of his gloves again, and show you like the ends of his fingers are like black and like he has little claws. Yeah. Is a thing that her worshippers get, but I specifically got them on a date. Well, the second date to be more specific. Might have been the third. I can't remember. Definitely wasn't the fourth.
Hmm. See.
Um.
Did the date not go well?
Oh no, it went very well. Actually, at Marin and Kumari's wedding, she was my date to the wedding.
I'm on Netflix and I don't know how to feel about the fact that there's a One Piece movie.
There's a what?
There's a One Piece movie. I don't know how to feel about this.
Why?
It has actual people playing the characters, and I don't know how to feel about this.
Oh no.
It shows up if you go on Netflix when you're like shows the
Okay. I part of me wants to watch this now.
I can show you the screen for it. Let me pull it up. Wait a moment. Though.
Okay.
Oh, that is. That's Let's see. Would you say has been working with this party been easy, or has it been had some harsh moments? I'd say.
Um, Let me think. Well, one of in our first mission, I made really good friends with um a wood elf man named Leofear. It was druid. Really, really nice, but unfortunately, in that last battle, he didn't make it out. That was probably one of the hardest moments in this group. Also, I had to kind of at one point choose between the group and my now wife because they were trying to kill her because she, as I mentioned, she tried to kill one of the members of this group out of revenge for her brother, and Zoremin, Marin, they all tried to immediately kill her. Thankfully, I am faster than all of them, and I had to jump out of a window and run out into the desert where they eventually caught up to me, and that was difficult choosing between my friends and someone I loved. But it's definitely been a lot more good times than bad.
That's just understandable.
And most everyone here, if you watch their back, they'll watch yours.
Oh, Zoman, why have you been gone? These two have just been talking.
Hmm?
Oh, it's because Angel muted. So like,
Hello.
Hello.
yeah, well, we just assumed the fact that like either A Zoman just walked out the room for a moment or got it.
Zoremin had to go grab something.
When he probably walks back in, you just see these two talking.
Oh,
Zoremin would walk back in the room with like some burgers, some chips, um, a.
did you go to my bar? Burgers don't exist anywhere but there. Did you just
What do you think took so
leave?
long?
That's fair.
um, some also burgers have to. They're just ground beef. They aren't that hard.
Oh no, they don't.
Also,
They don't.
Maddie, if you check DMs, that's the trailer for the fucking
Oh my god.
the One Piece movie with real people.
Oh
I.
yeah, and also, oh yeah, the also just be like like some fresh glasses of tea.
Hmm.
Yeah, Vincent, I've just finished his cup a
And
little bit
it's
ago, so he's in tippy.
Oh
and a
right.
plate of
Zorman can kind of hear conversations through walls and stuff too.
yeah.
So you probably heard something as you were coming back in, which was Creed talking about the like most difficult parts of our journeys, which was like Leo Fear dying and the whole Dannery and choosing between Dannery and the party. That was interesting. Yeah. Also, Creed accidentally revealed that he went on dates with Shaba. He didn't mean
Heh.
to. So now Vincent knows that, and Creed's just like, well, no point in hiding that.
I made an insight check and they failed like 3 times.
Angel, I used literally every magical ability I had to re-roll, and I failed.
They kept the dice kept giving them that once.
The worst part is, canonically, Creed can see dice, right?
Interrogate yourself. What's going on?
Oh, you're
No,
But
it's
what are you doing
Where's
Oh,
today?
the
did I
Are you at
forget
work?
to text you? Shit went down. I'm not working today. They gave me the day off.
oh nice.
interrogations are over? We've just been talking in character.
Yeah, I mean, they're technically
We're
still in the fight.
interrogating Zoremin now.
Go ahead.
It's
I wanna see
Zoremin's
the-
interrogation.
Because I'm interrogating you guys.
But aside from that,
So
hey,
yeah,
I'd assume that would be hard. Losing people is never easy. But also, hello Zorman, welcome back.
Would you like something to eat? I got a plate of
Uh,
cookies, some fresh
I can't
tea,
exactly.
a
I
burger.
can't eat. I can't eat.
like in general, or because of the mask.
The mask. I do not. I don't think enough.
You don't. I only take off my mask in a very specific
Yeah,
situation.
I take off my mask when I'm at home. I don't. It's.
Oh yeah. Both of my wives get mad at me if I leave my mask on at the house.
You. I'm sorry. What?
What?
You have 2 wives?
Polyamory is very fun.
Hey,
Looks at Creed.
okay, wait. Okay, let me explain. I accidentally told you about the dates, right? That was the thing.
Yes, you told me
And
about the date with Bishaba, but you did not tell me that you had 2 wives.
okay, I didn't like intentionally plan for it or anything. Okay, so what happened was I pretty much got the choice of um one of my childhood best friends who had recently come back to life. My now current wife named Danare, the one I saved from getting shot by by Zoremin, and then Bashava the god, and I chose Bashava, and that was all well and good, but Danare kind of got jealous and kind of asked Bashava if she would mind sharing without asking me.
You know what they say, sharing is caring.
But okay, because specifically Danray worships Bashaba, she said it was all right, and I didn't really get my opinion brought into it really at all. They kind of just decided, and
That does not make any sense.
Oh, no, it doesn't. At all. I tried to warn him. It didn't make any sense. And I was stupid. Especially
so
because he
that
didn't want to actually marry her at the time.
it worked out now.
Just because it worked out later doesn't mean anything.
Just out of game real quick, I guess. Is this the conversation I'm walking in on?
Yes,
Yes.
this
Yes.
is the conversation you're
Okay.
They're just talking about is like what is
I mean,
wrong.
truthfully, it does make sense. He's the man in a marriage, therefore his opinion is less than nothing. The marriage is all about the woman's thought. And many rulers, gods, kings, even normal people have multiple husbands or wives. Marriage is a business. It's not for love and pleasure. You go on dates and make love to the one you actually love. Marriage is for gain.
Um,
He's gonna turn
how
around
the
in his chair.
how did you get what? Okay, I guess you found this room. And also, what? One, that's not how people think in um. Do you
This,
call it the
this
above world in relation to the
That's
We
just
refer
underworld?
called
to it as the surface, and the books
Okay,
in your college tell me that is exactly how your kings and dukes and
that's
counts
how
view marriage.
some of the nobles work. Not all of them for one. That's how some of them do. And most people don't
So
have
your
that view.
commoners don't marry your daughters off for pigs and cows, like I
N-
also read?
no.
No, no.
In this world, on the
well.
surface, you marry someone if you love them. That's how it
Actually,
works.
Yeah,
back when I was a lot younger, that was a very common practice, but I never really was part of it.
it was. Yes,
That
that
was a
kind of has
that was about
stopped happening
500
like
years ago.
It
hundreds
used
of
to
years
be
ago.
like,
Yeah,
yeah.
like about
But
500 years ago, it kind of went away.
now it's more just if you love someone enough, you marry them. That's kind of how it is. You marry someone
Also,
you love.
both people's in the relationship's opinion are equally valid. It doesn't matter if you're a male or a female. It is an agreement between you two.
But I didn't expect others to walk
He
in on this conversation.
That's
he
fine.
just said that he didn't have any say, so it doesn't sound like it is an agreement.
That was a weird and oddly
It was
specific situation.
I did agree to it afterwards, and we did officially get married later, and then we had a child.
Notice the words afterwards and later.
Yes, I'm aware. You can't really say no to. As Creed just cuts himself off and just never
He
mind.
could have also said no, and his opinion would have made it so they didn't get married.
He just said he couldn't.
He th- his opinion on what he thought he could do, and not
That's
what
not what
he
I
could
meant, Zoremin.
factually do.
I meant I couldn't. I could say no to Danneray. I'm not talking about Danneray.
Yes, yes, yes. I, you trying to be
Don't.
weirdly secretive.
It's just not.
Vincent's just looking between all of you, like still sipping like from his very long rainbow silly straw from the cup.
So yes, I do have two wives. That is a thing. I only have one child though. Technically, I can't really be with one of my wives until after my death, and that's a long story.
Just sounds like you surface dwellers like to complicate things. Anyway,
No,
Vincent, did
it's
you
great.
think about my offer in hunting down Matron Motherhead?
Uh,
What do you mean by hunting down? What does that mean in this context?
He hunts people for money. I offered him money to hunt down
how's he
Matron Motherhead.
hunting?
He hunts criminals.
I
That's what
mean,
bounty hunters are. You'd be looking for an assassin or a mercenary.
criminal is subjective. According to your surface world laws and documents, they are indeed criminals.
What
I
did
guess
they
that's a good point,
do?
actually. Slavery,
Torture,
murder.
arson, slavery, murder, assassination, poisoning, conspiracy, scheming. I mean, name it.
It's actually a very good point. So, Aeolus, the surface world is usually not so complicated as my life, but
I mean,
this.
One thing that's definitely different from your world and the surface is that usually male slavery is not a common occurrence.
Slavery overall isn't a common occurrence. It's
Slavery
very
over
rare.
everyone, yeah, slavery over everyone's a common occurrence.
it's
So
also false, according to your libraries. There are
The
They
several
used to be
countries
libraries.
common.
here on the surface that regularly practice slavery.
Yes, they
yes,
are rare and they are not liked by the rest of the countries. It
There's
is highly
over a
frowned
dozen
upon.
listed in your library. Does that make them
There are
rare?
a lot of countries.
Also, half of the entire continent was wiped out by shadows. Most of those countries don't even exist anymore.
Yeah,
It's
uh,
just empty wastelands of
Thay is
nothing.
dead.
mm-hmm. Oh hi,
If you read
there's
anything on Thay, they're just like gone completely.
Oh, Violet's here. Just walks in.
My
How
favorite
did
thing.
everyone find this conference room?
It's
your gods
home.
must suck.
I just
Your gods
imagine
must.
Violet phases in, just key poses through the wall.
There's a sign. It's neon. It points
No,
towards a big arrow.
They put up a sign?
You mentioned. Creed, you mentioned about having two wives at one point. At one point, I had a husband. It didn't
Oh,
turn out.
Hot.
I
What?
considered having a husband. Definitely wasn't married.
Also,
Creed's gonna like kind of reach out towards Jericho with like one hand. How far
also
away is she?
you might want to go take down that sign if there's apparently a sign up there. We look over to Zoremin.
Walks slightly out the door and checks on the two guards. One of them them both kind of just like fell asleep outside while there's like a sign saying "in here." The
It
fuck?
doesn't even say what's going on. It just says like go here.
You just see Zorman
Come
just
inside. It's fun inside.
take
It's the
off
Mickey
the
Mouse
sign
fuck house.
and then just kind of look at the guards, kind of like pull out a
Oh, you're gonna pull out? Okay.
pull out like their like crossbow and then kind of flip it around and hit one of them up the backside of the head and then hit the other one.
Oh.
Wake up,
Mm.
dumbass! You aren't supposed to fall shit. You aren't supposed to fall asleep on the job.
Vincent's bendy straw is just like two very long bendy straws taped together, and which he just puts to the top of his mask like the beak.
How long is that bendy straw? I must know.
Very, very. That's all I need to know.
Longer than my dick.
not
That's not an
saying
accomplishment.
much.
Shut up, Maddie.
Well, what do you know? We now have a bunch of people in here.
Oh right. Hey Mama, can you roll a d12 in the dice tray?
Why am I rolling a d12?
It's a thing everyone
Don't
has to do.
Oh God, don't ask.
What am I rolling a d12 for?
Roll a d12, Mama.
Just
Also,
a
what is your
random-
constitution score?
Huh?
What is your constitution score?
My constitution score is a 14.
Okay, so that's plus
Okay.
2.
And
No,
then I have
that's
24
that's
dexterity.
0.5. No, it's 0.4 actually. I forgot. No, that's 0.5. Yeah, no, that's how it works.
Alright, so what am I, do I add the +2?
Sure.
Normally, Brick allows one reroll for very low rolls, but
So just a regular d12?
Yep.
yeah.
Oh,
11.
Oh, nice. Anywho, moving on. Don't worry about what that was.
I'm just gonna take a screenshot for no particular reason. Anyways, moving on.
Huh?
We
Bro. What did you do to me?
Oh right. Hey, Lucy, can you do the same thing?
Oh, out of game.
I'm here for sex and bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
We can get you more bubble gum. No.
Here, take a pack of bubble gum.
I
Take
always
an
just
entire
throws
carton.
bubblegum at
Here,
Violet.
I have a bubblegum factory. Just stay inside the bubblegum factory.
No, but
No
I
one
talked
wants.
to Brick Creed about your luck thing. Remember earlier or the last time when you were like seeing people's luck, and Ialis would actually fall right in the middle of good and bad.
Oh. Okay.
Because I was
Neutral
like,
luck.
I don't know if it is good luck or bad luck, and then he was like, he'd be in the middle.
Yeah, that's fair.
I have very low constitution. I cannot.
That is 11 point. What is that? 11.2. Yeah, 11.2. That's good.
Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it, honestly. It's something really stupid they started doing a while back. Just don't worry about it.
I'm gonna take a stab in the dark. It's dick length.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I mean, Vincent is 6 foot.
Makes sense. Jericho's is canonically it no longer exists. Now it's 0, but you know it used to be 1. No, Brick allowed a reroll, and then Jericho got a 7.
Everyone
7
knew
is
it was
still
a 1.
respectable.
It is. It's just it was funny that you got a 1.
I always
reminds
roll
me of
low
the
on
thing
everything. That's just
That
canonical.
reminds me of the thing Rick said yesterday. Hey, you don't realize how big 7 inches is.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Alright, back to character.
I'm not gonna question why you know that specific length.
Well, what brings you two here? He'll look over to the aside from the sign, what brings you to the council room, whatever it is? Reading room? No, not the God's place.
Can I just pick up Violet?
Yes.
I'm
I don't
asking
even
for.
know what's going on, so Violet just walked in, doesn't know what's going on, is now being picked up.
Does Violet accept being picked up?
I mean, go ahead. Violet doesn't
I'm
care.
just putting Violet on my shoulders like a child.
Away.
Okay then. What about you? What brings you here? Aiellis.
Hold on a second. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
He asked what brought you here to like this place. Aside from the sign.
I was asked to be here, but I don't believe the one that was asking me to be here is here.
You remember who asked you to
It would be
here?
referring to whoever said to meet up at X time.
I guess that would have been Creed. Weirdly.
Creed,
Just-
why are you trying to meet strange woman in an alleyway?
It's not. First off, not an alleyway. And
Okay,
it's not really
and why are you trying to
strange.
meet
More
strange
just
woman?
suspicious.
Again, why are you trying to meet suspicious woman on the down low?
I called all of you here.
I mean, I
Oh,
was here.
did
I
you?
mean,
I just wandered in here. Okay.
I was originally here for an investigation, which I got. Oh,
It was
interrogation.
an interview.
Same thing. Interview, interrogation, same thing.
Same difference.
Does anyone want to have a battle? It's like
No.
small duel.
Not right
Oh,
now.
what?
A duel. Do you want a duel, Violet?
I have a feeling you would defeat me immediately.
I'll put away my star if that makes it better.
I don't know if we have time for a duel.
That's fair.
Our duel is gonna take hours.
I would be
Yeah.
very interested to see if Creed with just his fists could beat Violet.
I have other weapons. Creed just literally out of nowhere pulls out a spear and a sword, and then just.
He's pulling him out of his asshole.
I mean, you don't know where they're coming from, so. You know. He just like shoves them in his jacket and they all disappear.
Woo woo.
No.
Also, wait, did Hyacinth walk in too? Lucy?
I don't know.
Lucy's here.
They just joined a while back and haven't spoken since.
Well, Lucy, I
He
think,
said a little bit.
had to go for a second, and then he hasn't come back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think Hyacinth was here before me.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
Lucy
just gonna
is the
assume
coordinating
Hyacinth got like
character.
distracted by a butterfly or something. That sounds like a Hyacinth thing.
A
Just, oh my
sun
god,
butterfly.
Yeah, that butterfly's yellow, like the sun. Ooh. Just followed the butterfly around.
Do we have any ooh girls in chat?
No.
I don't know.
Stop it.
No, just no.
I mean, in real life, I don't mind you girls, but Aiellis would probably never say ooh.
Dude, all you have to do is like lift up a coin, and Violet would be like, "All right, I'll be your ooh girl."
I mean, I'm
Also-
the creator of the character. I have the voice for him, so I can always go uwu, uwu. It's stupid. It's funny.
Canon, Vincent, where's cat ears? Canon.
No, no, no,
It's too late. You sealed your
Yeah,
fate.
no, no. No!
You just see Violet sliding a pair of cat ears on him.
Sleight of hand, go.
Sleight of hand, go!
Ah!
we freaking grapple Vincent.
No, that'd be you. No one's helping.
No, I don't got the strength to
I
grapple
will
anyone.
not help with this.
I will
I
not
will-
help with this.
I do not have the strength to grapple anyone.
You. Why do you do dick size rolling?
It's not ever gonna come up, but like it's a funny thing.
Why do you do dick size rolling?
Okay, you want the actual story? Because Creed had to make a con save one time. Then it got to a weird conversation between Nub, Brick, and I. And then Brick said it'd be really funny if at the time the shortest member of the party just, let's say, rolled a 12. And fun fact, Marin never actually rolled, but the gods just decided, yep, this is a thing now. I mean, good for Kamari, I guess. Anywho, not the point. And then Creed had to roll and got an 11, but with 24 con, it went up to a 13. And then we just thought it'd be funny if we made everyone roll. And one person literally refused to roll because they didn't want to. So we just auto assumed it was a 1. If you don't roll, you just get a 1. That's how it works.
Yo, Vincent should roll.
Vincent did
already
roll.
did.
Vincent got an 11.
Oh damn. Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
11.2.
Yes, very important information.
Good to know.
Any
Feel
luck in
bad for Vincent.
securing that land or finding out where it would be, Zoremin?
Land?
I'm assuming land for a house. Biscuit
rolled the d12.
I've been trying to get my businesses in order recently, so I hadn't really had time to check that, to be honest.
Understandable.
Because Biscuit rolled the 12. He rolled an 8, but he rolled the d12.
A factor of business I think a lot of people forget about is making sure you pay your important employees enough to keep them loyal. So they keep you up to date with all the stuff you need to know.
Just pay them so much no one can bribe them. Perfect solution.
Yeah. No one can bribe any of my important employees. They're already paid enough that there would be no point.
The way you guys are talking about it makes it sound like guards and employees being bribed in the past was an issue.
It's
Not
more
really.
like we don't want it to become an issue.
Yeah, and
Preemptive
weird.
measure is always great. And
I don't think
plus,
like this place has had a lot of issues.
you can never be sure with Glomize.
Yeah.
The gods here are actually very loyal to Starmantle. I don't think any
Well,
of them
considering they literally went to war with shadows, which can just kill you and will rip you to pieces.
Just like Freddy in Security Breach.
I will literally throw you out the window.
Violet, what's security breach?
Vanessa.
No. No.
Why do I imagine having a joke of being material girls? Anyway.
Vanessa, I'm a material girl.
You have to say Violet.
By the way, I'm a material girl. Vincent, you're supposed to be on lockdown. But I am a material girl.
Like
freaking Vanessa.
It's like Vincent's like the vibe. Like
Freddy, you're supposed to be on lockdown.
He could put like glowing cases in them for Halloween, and then he just turns off the lights, and his eyes are just glowing. AKA the positives.
You know.
Don't question Creed. He's just throwing a spear in the corner.
So, What have the two of you been up to since you've settled down here, I guess? Actually, technically it would be one, because one of you already lives here.
Who are you talking to?
So, Iris, so what have you been up to?
Tracking down the traitors of my kind.
Oh,
How fun.
Yes, I found 5 so far.
Oh, that's good.
What can I ask what you specifically define that as?
Finally.
What do you mean? Finding them? Literally
Traitors of
tracking
your
them
kind?
down?
I'm just curious for a definition there.
Oh, I'm familiar with several drow who have been exiled to the surface. I paid them visits.
Were they criminals in the surface world?
Does it matter?
I think the
Were they
question
in Star Mantle?
No.
the question I think they also might be curious of is what exactly makes someone a traitor in your community?
There's a lot of things that can make you a traitor. Disobeying your matron mother, violating the rules of your house, betraying your people, and allying with the surface dwellers over them.
Hmm? Let's see.
Also,
There's many ways.
Vincent would just see Creed's crown stop glowing red and start glowing white randomly, as he was just throwing a spear back and forth.
I would still just chilling on Creed's shoulders.
What happens if I just start walking up the wall and like hang from the ceiling upside down?
They better keep a good grip.
I mean, if he's holding Violet on the shoulders, doesn't Creed need to keep the grip?
Probably both of them, realistically.
Just start
No,
strangling Creed with their legs.
no, it's because Brick made a dumb ruling, and now I just refuse to undo that ruling because
What?
Brick used it against us. He said, "Well, technically, there's nothing in the climbing that says you have to use both your arms." And that's when he made the kobolds literally walk up a wall like Dio and use their crossbow bolts while not hanging onto the wall.
What?
In the Colosseum fight, remember? The kobolds literally ran up a wall and just were like standing sideways on the wall and used their crossbows. And I was like, don't they need to like hold on to the wall? He was like, technically, it doesn't say they have to be holding on. And I'm like, do they have a climbing speed? He's like, no, they have the athlete feet. I'm like, so do I. He's like, well, it doesn't work that way for me. I'm like, why not, Brick?
And then Burke didn't have a good response to that.
So
'Cause
now it works.
I was gonna say, your feet aren't hooked and clawed like the kobolds.
Yes, they are.
They are.
Creeds are. Yes, they are.
Ooh woo.
Turtles.
Creed just accidentally did like 26 damage to a floor. Don't worry about it.
Creed, stop breaking the floor.
I was trying to get the crown to reset.
What even happened in the first place?
Um, Basically, I can, as I said, kind of rewrite a little bit of fate sometimes when people fail at something. And in order to reset it, I have to pretty much do the opposite and get extremely good luck, and then it'll turn into bad luck, and then it'll kind of loop back around, and I can do it all over again. Basically, out of game, if someone rolls a nat 1 and Creed can see them, Creed can say, hey, roll again. But then after that, Creed's next nat 20 becomes a nat 1, and then he gets 20 temp HP, or no, he gets temp HP equal to twice his level. And then he can make someone re-roll another nat 1. So Creed was trying to reset it. So like Creed repeatedly was throwing a spear.
Yeah, Creed does that.
Oh right, we leveled up. That means my temp HP is no longer 20. It's 22.
22.
Woo!
Creed over
That
here
means
trying to get hit. All of
that
the
means
enemies.
I'm gonna have. But that's 50 temp HP at max level.
Yeah, I was thinking about that already.
What is the lighting here in this room?
Actually, relatively bright. There's some pretty big windows. If you want to see what the building we're actually in looks like, you
I don't
can
know
look
if
at the
windows are an
VC.
excuse. Isn't it like eternally night outside?
Yeah, but Star Mantel's pretty bright. There's a lot of lights because of the whole shadow epidemic that happened.
Yeah.
Because sometimes shadows will still try to sneak in. Some of them are still roaming around, so they have to make sure everything's bright and we can see them and they can be
It's
eliminated.
also easier for guards to spot people who are trying to commit a crime if a lot of the city's actually lit up.
Yeah. If you look in the VC chat, there's a big building on the right of the image. That's where we are currently.
Windows.
Okay.
That's what Star Mantle looks like, by the way.
Yeah, those trees are houses.
Yeah, bringing me the
Hello.
lowdown that there's like 4 sections. They have different things.
Oh, Lucy's back, I think.
I had to go help my mom.
Welcome back.
After wanting to get dinner. You could.
So did Hyacinth just walk in?
You and your
I don't
character have walked in.
Let's. Sure, why not? Wait, where is it at? Where are we?
We're at the council hall.
In a room.
Sure,
Don't-
why not?
Don't you dare say a... Don't you dare, Angel.
What? Oh, that.
Do not.
5 guys, 1 room.
I thought you were going to say a specific
Oh.
kind of room made out of a specific kind of material.
A sex room?
Oh, a rubber room.
No.
A rubber room I used to torture the innocent souls.
Sex
No,
room.
that's Creed's demi plan.
He's not wrong.
I don't
Yeah,
have a
good
sex
review.
room. I have a sex dungeon.
That's fair. Those are
Better.
better. And you can reinforce them with adamantine, and it is so much better.
With what I get down to, you gotta, you know.
How to build a sex room.
Yeah.
Maddie knows
Look
what
at
I'm
that.
talking about.
So would Creed. Anywho,
I meant like you watched the show with me, but okay.
yeah, don't worry about that other statement. Don't. Okay, moral of the story: do not wander around Creed's castle without knowing where you're going.
Or don't be
I-
Zoremin.
Don't be Zoremin. Okay, hey, to be fair, it is super far underground. You'll never see it. You're good.
Don't. This
Don't
is.
worry,
Oh, is that the reason you
find
keep on
a
not
way.
letting Zoremin go to the wine cellar?
The wine cellar is fine.
No, the problem is how close to the bottom of the castle the wine cellar is.
It's like half a mile underground. Don't worry about it.
Just like how
You
Violet.
forget how fast Creed can move.
Hey, yo.
Not what I meant.
Violet always finds a way.
Also, oh, right. I'm gonna, during downtime, test the sound barrier break.
Well, except for when it comes to
You're
love,
gonna
Violet.
get deafened.
I can't. I'm immune to being deafened. Silly Billy. I'm good.
Oh,
You're gonna break everything that you have on you.
I'm gonna put it in the demi plane. It'll be fine. And I'm gonna use absorb elements this time.
I don't know how much that will even do.
Half the damage gone. We're good.
belly dancer.
You better
I'm
hope
only
you
gonna go.
succeed
Okay,
that
I'm
save.
only gonna go Mach 1. Okay, like I'm not going past that.
God, Maddie. You're gonna die.
Creed survived the first one, and his wife can just heal him again. It's fine.
She's only gonna heal him so many times before she gets fucking sick of his shit.
And then Creed's gonna have a no bone today.
He's gonna step outside before he goes Mach 1, yes?
That was the main
Wait,
thing.
wait, wait! Wait! Don't take Violet with you.
It's
Do
mostly
you
a
wait?
discussion.
That implies that Alice knows what Mach 1 is.
Well, I've just been listening to the conversation and the way they
That
say
that
it. If
that specific comment was out of character.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah, a lot. You can tell it.
Sorry,
I
I
mean,
stepped
okay,
away
no.
to make
Now
sure
I
some
want to do
dinner
this
real
in
quick, and then
character.
I came back.
No, now I want to do this in character. Just all right. Zoremin, I meant to actually test how fast I could go with new ability. I should be able to travel about the speed of the spear, but I don't think I'm gonna go that fast.
Are you going to lose all your bones again?
I could cast absorb elements this time.
This
The
time.
question still stands. Are you going to lose all your bones again?
If I do, my wife can fix it. Danray has
Do
spells
you
to fix
not
that.
have trauma from losing all of your bones?
What?
Do you not remember the last time you caused that giant explosion from going fast?
I'm not gonna be near the city. I only vaporized like half of this tower on Thay. There was still like the bottom half remaining.
Then you were like melted.
Cause I forgot I had a spell that could have helped me. I would have been fine if I knew I had the spell. It was just a small gap in memory. I'll be fine.
Ooh.
Also, I don't actually know what my theoretical speed limit is. It more depends on how many items I can break within a certain radius of me.
Fun.
And it can't be like small pebbles though. For some reason, the magic only works if it's like about the size of a bottle, something
So,
like a wine bottle. So I might have to test that.
Hey,
And
there's a nub.
hello, Nub. I could test it up by not by Icendale, but more up in the glacier where it's clear and flat.
make sure you have medical staff on hand at the time.
I don't really need it again. I'm fine. Also, hello, Marin.
Hello, noob. Are you wanting to walk in?
Where the fuck is
Or
this
you dimension
going
dooring in?
down?
I didn't have a choice.
Where the fuck is this going down?
Council room.
In a side room from the council room.
Yep.
For the time being, no.
Okay.
There
See,
apparently is a sign or something. We have not figured out why the sign keeps on coming back.
yeah. So yeah, I'm only going to break sound a little bit, Norman. It'll be fine.
How do you... We don't even know what's causing that.
Oh no, actually, if you remember Griglin, they explained it to me.
Oh.
I don't remember most of it, if I'm being honest, but
You have an
more I
elven
didn't.
trance. You can literally go back and rewatch your memories.
It's more I didn't understand it.
Just watch your memories and then write down what he said and show it to Marin.
Yeah, I think Marin would understand it.
Marin has read a lot of books. I think he could figure it out.
Yeah, I know Marin is insanely intelligent, like to literally an insane degree, but like, I don't think he could figure out every aspect of life.
I mean, if he's explained it, I'm sure he can.
Maybe. Because like, I know Marin. I think Marin is good at medicine, but like,
He's also
again, the
really
whole
good at
dragon heart
books.
thing, I don't think that Marin would know how to do that.
To be honest, I
I'm
don't know how that works in general.
I'm inclined to agree with Creed. There's only so much you can learn in books. Eventually, you have to experience things for yourself to truly understand them.
Hmm. And besides, some books could also be outdated.
It's
Like
Some
true.
talk,
apparently many in the library.
yes, some talk about experiences in the past, and don't label about things in the present, which is quite annoying.
I am curious about these shadows. Could you tell me more?
Do you not have shadows in the Underdark?
You have to
We
have
have mind flares and obeliths.
Hmm.
There has to be an
Basically,
abundance of them in the Underdark,
I'm
right?
sure they're around, but I don't think they're everywhere down there. Basic idea. Um, kind of a undead with a vague human shape to them most of the time.
Wait, just are we actually having a session today? I forgot.
More just a roleplay session. Like Brick's not here, so
Okay, okay. I was just asking. I was just asking because I forgot whether we were having like an actual session today or not.
no.
Brick wanted us to build
I
a semblance of
prepared
teamwork.
for an actual session, and then I was like, wait a minute. I don't think anyone said there was an actual session today. So I had my laptop, I died. Everything was like all set up.
Basic idea. Shadows are undead humanoids that can weirdly mix together. At least the ones from Thay could, and become larger and more threatening.
Well, with
They have
that, I'm real quick. I'll just listen.
they have specific abilities where they can drain things like your strength or even just actual health.
Like whites.
Back again?
Um, I'm not sure exactly what those do, but probably. I know their mind flayers don't. They have like those little things that run around that eat people's brains.
Yes, the intellect of ours.
Yes, similar to those, but there was millions of them all around Thay, destroying pretty much the entire continent. And there was a whole war before you got up here that we started with them.
There's a radius around there where everything is dead.
Yeah, most of it is completely uninhabited and empty. There are some people out there that sent to like recolonize, I guess, but
A good
I
portion
don't.
that's also very cursed.
Oh yeah. Also, I don't know if you saw it with all the chaos going on with the giant shadow dragon. Uh, Zoremin, did you see the thing I dropped from the sky when I was flying on Arbitrus?
Yes.
Yeah, the giant. It was the tail of the Glavenus.
Hmm.
I strapped a bunch of gunpowder and holy water to it. Um, I don't know why, but it's a sword now.
What?
It turned into a sword.
Huh.
I went back to try to get the tail, and it's like a massive sword stuck in a giant stone, and it's surrounded by like flowers, and it seems like the holy water fixed the cursed like ground, and things are actually growing around it.
Interesting.
There are actually some of the clerics from here in Starmantle that are watching it because it was specifically holy water from Saloon.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't even try to get the sword. I just it's it's there now. I don't think it needs to move.
Fair enough.
Seems like it's healing parts of Thay, so why move it?
Is it guarded at least?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, it weighed like 500 pounds. Good luck picking that up.
I don't use those kinds of swords. More so thinking if it was unguarded, you'd run the risk of it being corrupted by these shadows. But if it's
There,
guarded, then
All the shadows there are kind of dead.
There
Clay
doesn't
is
mean more can't
completely
show up.
empty.
They,
Yes, I
the shadow epidemic was caused by Thay, and they recalled all their shadows when we started attacking them. So most
yeah.
of the shadows in the world are dead.
At least the ones made by Thay. And there's a specific radius around Star Mantle that if the shadows get too close, they just die.
How close does that radius extend to the underchasm?
Not far enough.
Unsure.
It's guaranteed it doesn't go that far.
You can talk to the church if you want to find that out.
Well, I mean, I imagine it probably doesn't go to the underchasm. I was just wondering how close it gets.
It's pretty big, but you would have to talk to the church to figure out how big exactly it is in that direction.
Did you guys use? Did they use ritual markers, totems?
I don't know exactly what they did for that. To be honest, I never looked at the magic too much.
Hmm.
Marin might actually know that, but I'm unsure.
I noticed Marin's been late to things a lot recently. It's interesting.
I've been going for a bit. I'm gonna take a break for a bit.
Okay.
If you want to continue recording, Maddie, you can.
I do not have my laptop, so I cannot record.